Hey, everybody, welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. This is the first of our Best Ball series. We'll be diving into some hot topics ahead of the MLB season that is rapidly approaching. Along with me to break it all down is my co host, Tyler Wiemann. I'm Shannon Sommerville. Let's get into today's topic, which is a very important one as we discuss the 2025 season. And that is a couple venues that have had some changes that will, in fact, impact fantasy. So we're going to talk about the three stadiums that had major changes and how that will impact certain players and who you should start looking for in those best ball drafts. So Tyler, are you ready to dive into this? I'm excited because I think this is a very overlooked factor when you consider certain players in your best ball draft. How about you?
I agree. And it's one where a lot of projection systems don't dive into. So, there could be some little edge diving into that.
Absolutely. And speaking of edge, make sure to check out our best ball rankings. Right now, they are live on the LineStar app. You can check them out at linestarapp.com. And if you haven't already checked out a best ball draft or done one yet, check out the Dinger contest on Underdog. Download it, use the promo code LineStar. You'll get a nice deposit match plus 1 free month of the LineStar app. So you can check out the best ball rankings, go do your best ball draft. Make sure that you use that promo code LineStar. So let's start off with the home of the Orioles, Camden Yards, which prior to 2022, Tyler, was generally considered a hitter-friendly venue. However, they made some changes. They moved the fences back in left field in order to help their pitchers, but they kind of took it too far. In the 3 seasons since the fences were moved back, Oriole Park at Camden Yard had park factors of 0.94 for runs scored. That's 6% below average, and 0.91 for home run. That's 9% below average. And righties in particular had a park factor of 0.71, the lowest in all Major League Baseball. So now they're moving the fences in, but they're also lowering the height of the walls in some spots. So this could be great, especially for those righty power bats, Tyler. I know that they asked Ryan Mountcastle what he thought about the changes, and he, for one, is very excited. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, the righty bats definitely get a big boost, but everybody gets a big boost. And now, it's a decent change here, but essentially what the Orioles are doing are just trying to bring it back to around league average. So while right now it's well below, they're expecting it to be around league average, which is definitely good for all the offense playing at that park.
But maybe some losers of that would be, of course, the pitchers in that equation, which for best ball, maybe you're talking about Grayson Rodriguez, Zach Eflin, Charlie Morton.
Yeah.
Some of those guys there might lose a little bit. But as you said, Tyler, I think just trying to bring it back to that league average, they're just kind of correcting the overcorrection, I guess, is the best way to put it there.
And with that being said, the reason they corrected it was they wanted to go closer to league average. So they don't really have it down to a science, obviously, because they went from one of the best parks to play in offensively to one of the worst. And now they're trying to correct again. They could have overcorrected a little bit again. It's hard to really know because we don't have any data to go off. We just know the changes.
Yeah, ballpark dimensions. I mean, you'd think it was an exact science, but it's actually kind of tougher to predict. But just got to play it out here and see what happens at Camden Yards there. But looking like it's going to be playing better for those righty bats in the Orioles lineup. Next up, to a team that doesn't really have a home right now, the Oakland A's are currently going to be playing this season in a minor league venue. The Oakland A's are now in West Sacramento, home of the AAA Sacramento River Cats. Tyler, I've had some conflicting reports about this venue, and I've been trying to read up on it, and it seems like it's going to be a much more intimate, cozy ballpark, which could equate to more home runs. The assumption is that it'll play close to league average, but it's still looking a little bit like an upgrade for hitters. We should note in the AAA league that team plays in, it's considered kind of pitcher-friendly. But I still think from the moves that the Oakland A's have made, I think that they are anticipating in their front office for this to be a more hitter-friendly venue. So what are your thoughts here?
There's a couple things to unpack there. One, the minor league team is in the PCL league. It's one of the most offensive-friendly leagues. So them being a little pitcher-friendly doesn't really mean too much in that league.
Got
But
it.
as far as the fences between here and Oakland, they are very similar, almost identical. Left field is 5 feet in. Everything else is very, very similar. However, there's a lot less foul territory, which
Mhm.
helps the hitters a little bit just because they, less chances to foul out. And then there's the fact that left field is 5 feet closer. So definite bump to left-handed hitters. Or sorry, right field is 5 feet closer. So bump to left-handed
Mhm.
hitters because of that. And then the other aspect is that it's a lot warmer in Sacramento than it is Oakland.
Mhm. That's
So
a good point.
there's the weather bump, and the wind will predominantly be from the west, which will be blowing out for left field.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see some of those Oakland A's bats for sure and how they do there.
Mhm.
Again, I feel like we got to see how this one plays out for the most part in
We
terms
do.
of
And another thing is that Brent Rooker has played in there in the minors, and he said that he thinks it's going to be somewhere around average in the MLB. So
got it.
Oakland is another team going from, a team that is below average offensive park wise to around average, meaning their guys gets a bump, especially these lefties.
Well, this last venue we're going to talk about, probably of all of them, Tyler, I think it's
Mhm.
probably the biggest change from a former pitcher friendly venue to now a team that will be playing in a very hitter friendly ballpark, and that's the Tampa Bay Rays. They lost their home after Hurricane Milton tore the roof off Tropicana Field, so they're going to have to use the Yankees spring training facility, Steinbrenner Field. So a couple things with this one. Outdoor venue could lead to some fatigue for those pitchers in those hot summer months. According to Baseball America, Steinbrenner Field has a park factor of 104 for home runs, which is very good. 100 is the average there. Park factor for righties, 86. Park factor for lefties goes up to 128. Rays lefty bats are in a great spot here. Tyler, any thoughts on the Rays playing at the spring training facility of the Yankees in Steinbrenner Field?
I mean, obviously a big bump to the lefty bats. We see the same thing in New York, and this field is essentially identical dimensions as to the Yankee Stadium.
Mhm.
You know, I mean,
Yeah,
they're playing
little
in the
Yankees.
Yankees
Yeah.
minor league stadium here. So what we see from the Yankees is a huge bump to lefty bats. We kind of saw it with Juan Soto last year. I mean, he hit over 40 home runs when typically he's around 30 or mid 30s. So there's a definite bump to lefty bats. Another interesting little wrinkle that we're going to see is there's no dome, and it is in Tampa
Yeah.
in summer. Like, there's definitely going to be an elevated amount of rainouts or delays, and that just throws a whole nother wrinkle into it, because delays could mean starting pitchers
Mhm.
don't go as long, and then you see more relief and just so many different things you can't really project for. But all in all, lefty bats look great here too.
Yeah, Josh Lowe, Brandon Lau, both
Mhm.
guys to maybe think about in best ball for this scenario. And then as far as the pitchers are concerned, some best ball pitchers, Taj Bradley, Shane McClanahan. Just think about the venue that they're going to be playing in, and those hot summer months in Tampa at an outdoor venue should be interesting there. And again, watch out for fatigue with those pitchers. So those are the three biggest changes, Tyler. Anything I left out that we should hit on for this segment here with the ballpark factors? I feel like it's an important consideration whenever you're heading into your best ball drafts. Anything else to add?
Yeah, the A's and the Rays both are going to see, higher temperatures, and that generally goes with the ball flying more. But once, we got to wait and see to really know that data is there. But I would expect both venues to be much more hitter friendly than they were.
All right. Well, make sure to check out our LineStar best ball rankings. You can upload them directly to Underdog so you can have the rankings imported into your best ball draft. So make sure to check that out at linestarapp.com. And then if you haven't downloaded Underdog yet, make sure to use the promo code LineStar when you do so you can get that nice deposit match plus one free month of the LineStar app. Take advantage of that deal. Today we'll be coming out with a lot more best ball content over the next couple of weeks as we get closer and closer to the start of the MLB season. Tyler, I wish I could say I'm more excited, but as a Yankees fan, we just got dealt a pretty big blow. But I'm
A
excited at least
couple big
for
blows.
that. Yeah, that's for sure. Excited for the best ball season here in the next couple of weeks to get us going. And then, of course, once the season starts, we will have your daily MLB player prop bets back. But if you can do us a huge favor right now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are on the upcoming MLB season, and we'll see you back here next time for some more best ball content, including some live draft later this week. We'll see you next time.